This is the bottom of page 457 of Mehera-Meher, Volume 3. At the meeting in October, Baba indicated that the Pune Darshan would be exclusively for his lovers, not for the general public. The time for the world's crowds to come to me will be when I break my silence and manifest my divinity. After I break my silence and manifest as the avatar of the age, there will be no need for darshan program arrangements, as all will then know and feel me within. In November, he said, the days of my manifestation are nearing fast, and only to Mehera have I mentioned the time of the breaking of my silence. Mehera commented, when I asked Baba about it, he smiled and put it off, saying later he would break his silence, but not now. I never asked again. He changed the subject. He didn't give the month or year, only that when his work finishes, he would talk. He also made a sign for J. For what? We don't know. Whether January, June, or July. One day, Mahara asked Baba, when will all the things happen that you talk about? Things like your manifestation. Baba is already older now, she reasoned. So when will these things take place? Baba held up his hand to indicate patience, and he repeated his earlier explanation when Mahara had asked about the new humanity. When you plant a seed, first you prepare the bed and then water it. Then you wait for it to grow. It takes time and work. I have done all that. The plant grows and bears fruit. In the same way, things cannot change all of a sudden. Even a child you put in school does not know mathematics immediately. He learns very gradually. So everything has its time. What has to be done, I have done. Everything will take place. Said Mehera, how much Baba has done, we do not know. Baba's work only Baba knows. That is why many come to Baba. It is the miracle of his love. Otherwise, older ones would tell their children to come. Now it is so different. The younger ones bring their parents to Baba. And a side note says, I guess we'll get to it in a bit. Hang on. In Guru Prasad, Baba had spoken of his own people killing him like Judas. In this Advent, however, he said there would be many Judases. Rana was horrified. Oh, Baba, she silently prayed, please don't make me do that. In November, Baba reassured her and others, the Mandalay are serving me splendidly. They will not let me down like the followers of Christ. I am the greatest of the avatars because my manifestation will be while I am in the body. During the next 6 months, there will be occasions for the Mandalay to forsake me, but I will not allow it to happen. Similarly, I want the Mandali to hold on to my Daman. Baba warned them not to let go of his Daman. Still distressed, Ronald thought, but what if Baba makes my hand fall off? Such were her fears. And here's the side note. Once at Upper Mehrabad, Baba gave the women this simile about holding on to his Daman. You must stick as close as you can to me, or you may find yourselves falling off like raindrops on an open umbrella that is twirled round. Those that are furthest away are shaken off. Those that are really close to the center are unmoved. You all love me greatly, for you stick on despite the twirling. I love you more, for I hold you to me. Baba had also stated, I rank my mandali second only to Mahara. Then there are the lovers, and then the world. Daily, without fail, I am invoking myself about Mahara, the mandali, the lovers, and the world, in that order. And the side note here says Baba did not reveal what it was he was invoking himself. Perhaps in regard to Mehera, he was invoking himself to give Mehera the courage to bear the coming separation. At this time, possibly because of his inner work or because of his work on them, sometimes Baba would be displeased with everyone. At the dining table, for instance, when the women looked at him, Baba suddenly demanded, Am I a freak that you stare at me? Go on, eat your food. They began to eat, looking down at their plates. But after a while, Baba said, Don't you know that God is sitting in your midst and you ignore me? And so it would go. Baba continued to scold them no matter what they did. They did not know whether to eat or keep watching him. There was silence at the table. Why so quiet? Can't you be natural? They began to talk. What is all this chit chat? He asked after a while. God is sitting with you, and you are chattering like monkeys. On it went until they were so nervous. Some were eating, half swallowing their food, while others were looking at Baba, not knowing what to do. Maharu explained, It was very natural to be with Baba, but you had to keep that delicate balance of being attentive to his needs without staring at him. In the last months of 1968, one could see how tired and weak Baba was, and his mood was not good. I now realize it was because of what he could see was ahead. He was even then working hard and pushing himself for the sake of the world in general, and for his lovers, especially his close circle. We felt that the deep pain Baba was going through in those last years was the anguish he saw that Mehera would suffer when he dropped his body. In the mid 1960s, Baba went through much physical suffering, and also, I felt, passed through the suffering Mehera would, in her turn, endure later when he dropped his body. The author mentioned to Meheru that as Baba's work intensified and his health deteriorated, this final period must have been especially stressful and tense for those staying with Baba. Yes, she answered quietly. But what about what he went through? When you saw what Baba was passing through, you didn't think of yourself at all. Harry Kenmore arrived at Meherzad on 1 November for a 7-day stay and brought many gifts. Years earlier, Baba had advised Mehera to gargle at night with salt water after brushing her teeth. Baba said not to use much salt, only a pinch, as it was not good for the enamel. Later in 1964 or 65, her dentist recommended Banaka mouthwash. When Mehera returned to Guru Prasad from the dentist, Baba came out of the hall, called her, and asked what the dentist had said. Mehera told him, and Baba said to follow her advice. So gargling with Banaka mouthwash became an order for her. For the first few years, Banaka mouthwash was readily available. Later, when it became increasingly scarce in the market, Mehera used only 1 drop at night in water. She economized and used it sparingly. so she would be fulfilling Baba's order to some degree at least. Always Mehera took Baba's orders seriously, Meheru observed, and tried to adhere to them, even those lightly spoken. Previously, Baba had told Mehera she could use Dettol, a disinfectant, or anything else to gargle if Binaka were unavailable. Now, Ken Moore brought mint mouthwash from America and gave it to Baba to use. When Baba came to his room, he forgot the mouthwash in the hall, and the Mandali sent it over with Goher. Baba was seated on his bed when Goher brought it. He held the bottle and remarked that it looked like a good brand. He gave it to Mehera and said, "You use it." So she mixed the Banaka and mint mouthwash together. Another order Mehera had was to rest in the afternoon. In the afternoon time, very often Baba reminded me to rest well when he would be with the Mandali. He knew in the future that I would need to rest after being with the Westerners as I go to sleep late at night. So I used to lie down for half an hour or more. Baba went to the Mandali in the afternoon at about 2:30 and returned by 3 o'clock. When Baba was in his room in the evening, it was very strict. We ate dinner quietly. Every sound used to go to his room. We had to take care to whisper, not to make a sound. After eating, we brushed our teeth and went to bed by 9:30 or 10. On 7 November, a strange incident involving Khorshid took place. Khorshid arrived unexpectedly at Khushru Quarters, which is present-day Trust Compound, carrying a 6-month-old infant. She sent a note to Meherazad saying that she was coming with a surprise. Her sudden arrival with a baby would have been a surprise enough, but Khorshid had somehow gotten the impression that this baby was the reincarnation of Mehera's mother, Daulat Mai, who had died in 1952. Baba was not at all pleased. Neither were the men and women Mandali, who told Adi Sr. not to let Khorshid bring any more surprises to Meherazad. The side note says, Khorshid apparently was unaware that Baba had said at the time that Daulat Mai would live in him forever, which can be construed as Daulat Mai having been given liberation. The infant's mother, a woman from Andhra whom Khorshid had met in Bombay, had been left at Khushru Quarters and demanded her child back. Later, Khorshid also brought her and her husband to Meherazad. Khorshid was permitted to come for Mehera's birthday, but on 11 December, by order of Baba, Erich wrote her the following letter. Beloved Baba directs me to inform you that he warns you again not to bring to Mehera's ears stories from here and there which would upset Mehera and disturb Baba. Baba's health is not good, and he wants you to be very, very careful not to gossip about things with Mehera which don't concern her directly. Baba wants you not to disturb the atmosphere at Meherazad by upsetting Mehera's mood and by disturbing Baba. As his health is not good at all, Baba knows you love Baba Mehera. Immediately on your arrival at Meherazad on 18th December, Baba wants you to see him first and hand over this letter to him. When you come to Meherazad, Baba wants you to come alone to Ahmednagar. That is, he does not want you to bring that baby, Meher and and her mother to Ahmednagar or to Maharazad or Pune. P.S. Baba orders you not to speak to Mehera about this letter. Because Mehera and some of the others observed their birthdays according to the Zoroastrian calendar, the corresponding date on the standard calendar changed from year to year. Mani had been celebrating her birthday on 15 December every year since their stay in Bangalore in 1939. On the 15th, she would garland Baba and receive a special hug from him. In 1968, for some reason, Mani decided to celebrate her birthday on the Zoroastrian day of either 2 or 3 December. Baba gave me such a beautiful embrace that day, Mani recalled. He was sitting at the dining table in the morning. Before I could start the radio for him, I gave him a garland, which he put on his hand. We had celebrated early, without knowing why, but it so turned out that on December 15th, Baba had to have a blood transfusion that day. I would not have had my embrace or a chance to celebrate with him. I would not have wanted to celebrate in any case. See how he provides. He even gave me that urge, that wish, that thought, that desire to greet him on my birthday according to the Parsi calendar, after not doing so for years and years. In so many little ways, he fulfills the heart's call. And side note says, although Baba celebrated Meher's birthday according to the Zoroastrian calendar, after it was celebrated on 22 December in 1968, Mehera kept to this date. During those final months, many times blood samples had to be drawn from Baba and sent for analysis. Baba did not go to the hospital whenever blood had to be drawn. Instead, Goher did it at Maharazad. I didn't like to do it, she admitted, and Baba didn't like it either, but it had to be done. Baba was a very good patient till the last. He would allow it to be done. What reason he had to do it, he alone knew. He went through all this. It was very painful for us to do it. To give a shot to Baba. I just didn't know how to do it. It was terrible. I used to repeat his name while giving him the injection. Baba, Baba, I would say. Baba told me, don't worry, just do it, get it over with. Baba was feeling especially weak for a few days before the blood transfusion. He never actually said how he felt, but Mehera guessed that he must be feeling weak. One indication she had was that Baba, for the first time, asked her to shave him. She remembered how he would do it, and very carefully she moved the electric razor over his face. He also told her to wash his face, which she did. She put a little soap on his face and then washed it off. Mehera did not think too much about it at the time. She simply took it to be his whim that she do this for him, that he did not feel like doing it himself. Only later did she realize the real reason. Said Mehera, I was too very happy to wash his face that morning. In the afternoon, on 12 or 13 December, while having lunch, Baba left it half eaten and said that he wanted to go to his bedroom. The women left their food and helped him to his room. He was seated on the bed and said, don't worry, I just want to rest. Baba did not let them feel or know that he was not well. Mehera ruminated. He bore his ill health so quietly. He would not complain. Baba was not feeling all right. He was feeling tired. I had no idea that Baba was so seriously weak. He never showed it. Sometimes, when I was not in the room, when he was talking to Goher or one of the others, Baba told them something about his health. Then he would say, "Don't tell Mehera, she will worry." So he used to hide what his real health condition was from me. Baba had been ill before and had always gotten over it, gotten better. Baba would always smile, so I thought he was happy and not so ill. Only Baba could do that. An ordinary man would have moaned and groaned and complained about his health. Though he was very weak, Baba said his work was finished, and he was happy about the completion of his work. And Mehera was too. Recording. Oh, and I've got this is the lady from Israel. Oh, we have a picture coming up. This is the last picture, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
last picture of Baba and during Amrit's and Dara's wedding.
oh, is that so?
Yeah, so Baba invited a lot of people, and that's his last time, last last darshan.
So this is the photograph of Mer Baba Mirzad, 22 December 1968, with Bao, Erich, and Arnavaz. I guess it's taken by Rayoman Dadachanji.
Yeah, touching.
His Baba's mustache seems to be curving upwards,
Yeah, but it could be also just
a shadow or something.
yeah,
Yeah,
shadow. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Mikal. Thank you.
The last chance, 155. Despite how Baba appeared to Mera, he was growing increasingly weaker. The last few months, Baba was so weak and frail, Mani recalled, even to get up from his bed to go to the potty chair kept in his room was too much. Eroch would say, "It's all right, Baba. I will pick you up." Baba put his arms around Eroch's neck and leaned on Eroch, who helped him to the commode chair. I was there once when Baba remarked, "Eruch is like my mother. He looks after me." In December 1968, during lunch at the dining table one afternoon, Baba said, "You all be with me. Be with me. Don't leave me alone." It was a surprising thing to say. The next day, when Baba sent money to Eruch with a message, she hesitated to leave as no one else was in the dining room. Baba asked, "What's the matter? Why don't you go?" Mani said, "Baba, you said we must be with you." And the side note says, Baba required a second blood transfusion on 20 December. On both occasions, Dr. Grant brought the blood from Pune from one of his staff members. Baba's blood type was AB plus, a universal recipient. That's beautiful. Mani said, "Baba, you said we must be with you." "Yes, it's all right. I'm telling you to go. I'm telling you to do it." A few days later, something else happened. Baba was seated at the head of the table. Mani continued, and we were all seated around him having tea. Suddenly, something happened that one of us asked the other for something. We used to be natural with each other. Baba is not only God, but he is a household Baba too. We were going back and forth between each other about something, not loudly, but intensely. And Baba snapped his fingers, but we were so engrossed in justifying ourselves that we didn't hear it. We went on. Baba clapped. When Baba clapped, it could be any sound on earth. Baba's clap would penetrate it. We all stopped completely. Baba said, "See? 3 times I drew your attention," snapping his fingers. "I'm sitting here waiting, but you were not here. You kept talking, talking, and talking. You are not with me." We felt so sorry. We were sitting right next to Baba. But where were we? Our minds were not with him. So when Baba said, "You all be with me, don't leave me alone," he meant that he meant that being with him, that kind of being with him, because he knew that the time would come when we would not be able to be with him physically. What Baba was saying was not just at that time in the dining room. It was a lesson, a reminder, a gift from Baba to remember him, to call on him, to think of him, to love him, to shout at him if you like, but don't leave him alone. So it is important for each of us who love Baba to be with Baba. Baba is with us every second, but it becomes complete when we are with him. After Baba concluded his special work in seclusion, Sheila and Meheranas resumed taking turns having lunch with him at Marazad on Sundays. Discussions were being held concerning Adi Jr.'s son, Dara's marriage with Kumar's daughter Amrit. One Sunday, Baba began telling Sheila how after the wedding, something very bad would happen. Sheila guessed, the Mahapralaya? But Baba said, no, that will come afterwards. You won't be able to sit here and talk with me like this, but you will be able to have my darshan for 24 hours a day. Sheila became confused and said, Baba, I don't follow what you are saying. Never mind, he told her. I mean whatever I say. Afterwards, you will understand. Sometimes Mani skipped over a few things, Baba said, while interpreting his gestures. Baba then pointed to Meru, Goher, Rano, or finally Mera to say out whatever I said. Early one evening, Sheila saw a comet and called her mother and brother to see it. The comet was visible for more than a month. She mentioned it to Baba on one Sunday. It's a bad sign, he commented. Good for me, but bad for you. Sheila asked what he meant. Something very bad will happen for you all, believe me. Everyone will be affected. Who was the first to see the comet? Sheila said that she was, and Baba said, then you will experience more pain when something happens. Baba asked in which part of the sky she had seen it, and she told him. Over Pimpelgaon, he noted. Sheila wondered, what will happen bad at Pimpelgaon? A drought? No rain this year? Mera was standing nearby. Usually, whenever Baba made such dire predictions, soft-hearted as she was, Mera would interject and plead that the person or persons be spared. That day, she only smiled and listened without saying a word. Sheila was surprised and thought later that perhaps Baba had made Mera silent that time for his work, as if she had interceded. He would have had to acquiesce and perhaps not drop his body at the appointed time. Sheila herself spoke up. No, Baba, nothing bad should happen. Why not? When you are saying so, something definitely will happen. Stop it. Prevent it from happening. Just remember me always. Think about me, love me, and take me into your heart. I am always with you. Try to love me more and more, as much as you can." Baba looked very sad during the exchange. "When the comet disappears, everything will disappear," he remarked wistfully. Sheila looked puzzled, and he said, "You'll understand later." The comet disappeared immediately after Baba dropped his body. Preparations began for celebrating Mera's birthday and the wedding of Dara and Amrit. 200 guests were invited, and the women, of course, wanted to look their best. For weeks before the occasion, notes were sent back and forth to Sheila and to Baba lovers in Ahmednagar to purchase a certain shade of cloth for blouse pieces, bangles of a certain color, matching earrings, and bindis, a decorative dot on the forehead. Adi Sr. was even sent to Bombay, where the green bangles Mera wanted were unavailable in Ahmednagar. He had other work there besides. Sheila was thinking, why is Mera troubling Baba about these bangles? Why does she care so much about them? And why does Baba send Adi all the way to Bombay for it? It was something Sheila did not understand, though she never voiced these thoughts to anyone. The next time Sheila visited Meherazad, the subject of a ill-fated search for Mera's bangles came up in Mandali Hall. Casually, Baba remarked to Sheila, "You know, we shouldn't really care so much about some bangles, but Mera is my dear lover, and I am the slave of my true lover. That's why I have to pay so much attention to this seemingly unimportant wish of hers." Sheila was shocked. "It's good Mera is not present," she thought. "Otherwise, she might wonder why Baba had said this and asked me what I was thinking." Sheila had brought a few items such as costume jewelry, other bangles and bindis for Mera, and Baba picked up and examined each. Nariman, Arnavas, Katie, and Khorshid were all staying in Merazad for the birthday. In the hall, Baba warned Khorshid, "Don't tell Mera anything about my health. If you tell Mera about me this time, you will suffer lakhs and lakhs of births." Wow. "And still, those bats and scars won't finish." Oh, Baba. He told Sheila not to say anything about it, too. After lunch, at 3 o'clock, Baba indicated that it was time for Sheila to leave, and he embraced her and said goodbye in the dining room, as usual. Sheila had already gone as far as the New Life caravan when she heard Mera call her name. At first, she thought she had imagined it. When she turned, she was startled to see both Baba and Mera on the veranda. Never before, in all the years she had been coming to Merazat for lunch, had Baba ever left the dining room and came out to the veranda to see her off. She walked back to the house. Baba said, "Remember, today's lunch was the last for you." Sheila thought that perhaps Baba would not call her again. "I will remember," she said. Baba embraced her. "I will never embrace you again," he said. Sheila wondered why Baba was saying this. No lunch is okay, but no embrace? Again, Baba embraced and kissed her and said to go. She started walking again, and again he called her. "This is my last prasad for your whole life." Baba embraced her and repeated the same thing. A third time, also, he called her back. Why is Baba suddenly so serious? Sheila wondered. He had been laughing and talking at lunch, so why so serious now? Baba's eyes were moist. He took a handkerchief from Mera and wiped his eyes. Sheila asked if something had gone in his eyes, but Baba said it was because this was the last time she would be having lunch with him. When Sheila heard this, she herself felt like crying, and she wanted to clutch onto him. Then Baba spoke about Mehera. Mehera is my lover. In the whole world, there are many lovers, but she is the special one. Her love is great. That's why I have to bow down to her. Baba folded his hands and actually bowed to Mehera, who was repeating aloud Baba's gestures. Remember this. I love her more than anyone else. There are many lovers in the world, but none like Mehera. She is my Radha. Her love is as great as Radha's, so I bow down to her. 3 times Baba closed his eyes and bowed his head toward Mehera. I love her more than anyone else. Mehera's eyes teared up. She was deeply touched, smiling, speechless with happiness. Sheila was also happy, not realizing that Baba meant by this lunch being her last prasad. It would be Sheila's last private moments with Baba and her last embrace. Adi Jr. arrived from England with his family on 20th December. With them was Anne Eve, 32, a close family friend. It was Anne's first visit to India, and she was permitted to accompany the family to Mehera several times. During one visit, Mehera gave her a tour of the garden. I shall always remember dearest Mehera's unshakable serenity, Anne said later. Her love for Baba and her sense of fun and genuine interest in everyone who came. One was struck, as always, by the radiance of her quiet love, her graciousness, and by the sweetness yet total strength of her will. She was love in service in action. Love for beloved Baba simply flowed from Mehera, a love which was totally absorbing, infectious, and a great breaker down of all other self-imposed imaginary barriers. Sunday and Monday, 22nd and 23rd, were festive days at Mehera. A shamiana had been erected, and close lovers flocked to see their lord after months of separation. Some, however, were strangely ill at ease. Alu Kambata had been staying at Mehera for a year, but left in November for medical treatment. Goher wished to call her again, but Baba said later, not then. Alu came for the wedding, but said, I did not like to stay, even for a day, in Mehera. Baba's look I didn't like. I was feeling that I wanted to run away from here. I felt so uncomfortable. It was death's shadow. Others too commented on how weak Baba seemed. Sheila had never seen Baba look more serious than on those 2 days. Usually, when people came for darshan, Baba inquired animatedly about each one, looked directly at them, smiled, patted them. Then, this time, when Eruch told him this follower or that dear one had come, Baba almost never looked down as his lovers stood before him and took darshan. He kept looking away, elsewhere, and merrily accepted their obeisance by gesturing with his hands towards his chest, indifferently almost. No one received his embrace. He sat on the veranda of the house without looking at anyone, as if someone had put him there. Sheila and others mentioned that Baba seemed mechanical, with no outward expression, absorbed somewhere else. When everyone was eating lunch and Baba went into his room, suddenly Meru felt as if Baba was not there at all. Tears welled up in her eyes. It was a foreshadowing, She surmised. A premonition, perhaps. Padri had driven Mansari and a few others from Meherabad. Before coming, everyone had received a list of what not to do. No bowing down, no placing the knuckles on their temples, which Mansari did whenever she saw Baba. And a comment is placing the knuckles on the temples is a traditional Indian gesture to wish a loved one well. As Mansari walked past him, she folded her hands and tried to remember not to raise her knuckles to her temples. The last thing Baba said to her was, "Still as thin as ever?" Baba was like a scarecrow that day, she recalled. He looked so tired, just passing time, just letting the days pass. Despite this, Mansari and the others returned to Meherabad in high spirits and never thought that Baba was about to drop his body. Dr. Gind had gone to America and brought back a soft dark blue shawl with white embroidery. And it says, Baba did not wear the shawl the following day as it was warmer. Baba wore it for the first time during the first day's celebration as it was cool and the photo was taken. Although photographs were not to be taken during the 2 days of celebration, somehow an exception was made for 10-year-old Rayomand Dadachanji and his inexpensive box camera. And side note, can you put it up a bit?
Mhm.
Bakubai of Milan Studio had been invited as the official photographer, but did not go due to a conflicting professional assignment. Wow, what he missed. He missed, wow. A photo of Baba seated on the veranda by Rayomand was the last one taken of Mayor Baba. During the program, though Baba's health was poor, he called on people who did not have a good voice to sing. Everyone laughed, enjoying the fun and Baba's keen sense of humor. Baba wanted some humor to make the atmosphere light, Mera said. Bhajans were sung by the Ahmednagar center singers as Baba gave darshan. One line Mera remembers was, "Waiting for you, always in vain." Although Baba was giving darshan, he stopped the singing and gestured for the singer to sing the line as "waiting for you, but not in vain." Baba told those gathered to look at him well, as they would not see him like this again. He gestured toward himself and said, "You are so fortunate to see me like this. At Pune, you will not see me in this way. Those that will come for my darshan later will just file past, one after the other." "We thought that it was only directed to the lovers seated before him," said Mani. "That it meant that when he gave darshan in Pune, there would be so many that he wouldn't be able to see Baba as we were seeing him then."
And the little side note about Raymond's.
Oh, Rayoman's snapshot was performed that day before Baba. I never for a moment thought that it could apply to us. Vera too thought that Baba meant that there would be so many that they would have to see Baba through a mass of people. Baba will be surrounded by so many lovers. We will have to look at him through a crowd, she thought. It will be so crowded at that time. We'll have to bend and strain our necks to see Baba. But I thought that after giving darshan, we'll have Baba alone with us to eat lunch. I didn't have the slightest idea what he meant. He was giving us a hint that he would drop his body. I never dreamed at what Baba was hinting. And the side note says, well, Baba told the gathering, my time has come. Gay Mai thought he meant, my time has come to break my silence. She too never imagined that he would drop his body. For most of those who attended these functions, it would be their last chance, their final opportunity of having beloved's darshan. Most would never see Baba again. Prior to Mera's birthday, Baba had instructed Bau to write to his family that they were to present Mera with RS 101 on her birthday. Otherwise, afterwards, you will feel very sorry. This is the last time Mera will celebrate her birthday with me, so do this. The Kalchuris thought that Mera was going to drop his body. It never occurred to them also what Baba really meant. After the wedding and before leaving for England, Dara and Amrit came to see Baba at Mirazad. Mera had been urging Amrit to learn English. I told Amrit, you are going to England, so now you must learn English. At least say one line in English to Baba to make him happy. I was trying to encourage her, but she was so shy, she wouldn't. I tried, and finally she said, Baba, I love you. That much, at least, she said. English, that much is really, at least, she said. Now I tease her that you wouldn't say one sentence then, and now your English is better than mine. Dara suffered from congenital eye condition, and in Baba's bedroom, Mera requested Baba, see that Dara eyes don't get any worse. Baba nodded. Baba told Amrit and her mother, Subhadra, to press his feet. The day they left Merazad, Mera gave Subhadra some water to drink that was left over from Baba's glass. You won't get this water again, Mera told her. In a small bottle, Mera also gave Subhadra some leftover water that had been used to wash Baba's feet, which she had preserved. One of the last visitors to Merazad, while Baba was physically present, was an Australian girl named Mary Bennett. She arrived unexpectedly in the afternoon of Sunday, 5th January 1969. As Baba's health gradually became weaker, he spent less and less time on the men's side. He retired to his bedroom at 3 every afternoon. Sometimes he called the women to his room again until 5. If money was to read to him, Bao was sent out until Baba was ready to rest again. So Baba was resting when Mary arrived. Mani informed Mera and asked if she would like to meet her. Mera said yes. So Mani brought the young woman inside. She was a very simple girl, like a hippie, Mera recalled. Mary explained that she was hitchhiking.
And let's
Oh, yeah, there's a side note. Okay, big one, long one. Indians consider gifts of money ending in the number 1 to be specially auspicious. Whenever Baba distributed money or prasad, the amount given ended always with a 1, RS101 or 21, for example. Mera once mentioned that she did not like there to be zeros in a number. She had come outside to see the new trust jeep and made this comment after reading the license plate, remarking it was good there were no zeros in it. Okay. So, yeah, she was hitchhiking. So it's a hippie-like girl and she was hitchhiking. In India, and had walked barefooted from Ahmednagar to Merazad. Barefooted. She was a very nice girl, tallish, but not skinny, a bit stout. Mary had a guitar, and Mera asked her to sing. Since Baba was resting, Mary played softly and sang sweetly. Mera said Baba would love to hear her also. Goya went in to ask, and Baba said to bring her. Mary came in and stood a little distance from Baba, who was lying down. He called her near. Go, Mera said. Baba is calling you. Baba put out his hand to her. She knelt, and Baba patted her on the head and caressed her face. She sang the same song for Baba. We were happy we had brought her in. Very nice, Baba said about her song. I liked it. Now you must leave. Mani took a movie of the girl. Baba gestured for her to come back in meaning May, for the 69 darshan, but the young woman never returned and in fact was never heard from again. Interesting. That's a picture. You can see her on the left side.
Yeah, it's hard to tell if she's barefoot there too.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
Mm.
that was a hippie thing to go barefoot. Do you remember that? No.
I never went barefoot so long, such
Oh. Mhm.
distances.
Mm.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's Rhoda, I think. That's Rhoda to her right. Can you show me? That's Rhoda, that's Falu's mother.
Yeah,
This is
so
Dara and Amrit.
you're right. With
Yeah,
Rhoda
Rhoda Mistry,
Mystery
yeah.
at the
Yeah,
top, Brainy,
yeah.
Dada Chanji, and Katie
I
behind.
know. Yeah. Beautiful.
Wow, that's a lovely young lady there. That's
Yeah.
Amrit. Hmm.
And she was so shy, yeah. When you see videos of this occasion, she is not looking up even once. She's
Oh.
so shy.
Uh-huh.
And Dara also. And look how Rhoda looks so much like Mera. They have the same energy. And she is the sister of Arnavaz, Rhoda, and the mother of Falu, who is the chairman of the trust now. Oh, wow. That's a good one. You can see Bao and you can see Eric and Baba clearly. Yeah. That's when they take him back out on the wheel, on the chair wheels. Wheelchair.
Mhm.
Yeah. Last photo of Baba alive. Sweet one. Mira and Baba in the garden. So you want us to continue?
If you have the energy, please continue. Yes.
Okay, so this is chapter 156, Be Brave. As the days passed, Baba's health was better one day and worse the next. He had been going to Mandali Hall every morning, but from Sunday, 12 January 1969, he never left his bedroom. The Mandali begged him to go to Pune early before the scheduled darshan so that he could have complete medical checkup, but he refused. In addition, he told them to stop calling doctors to examine him. When Adi Sr. came to Marazad on the 13th, Baba asked him, "Do you know who I am?" Adi said, "That is very funny question after 48 years of service." "I am God. Say it." "Yes, Baba, you are God." "I shall go into coma." but come out of it. Tell Goer and the others. They want to take me to Pune. I will drop my body if they take me to Pune. Adi thought, Baba is the slave of his lovers, hence this threat, so that his lovers do not force him to take medical treatment. I will read the side note. It says, Baba, however, agreed to let Donkin to come to Meherazad and discuss matters with Goher. So Goher was constantly sending notes to Adi to summon Dr. Ginde from Bombay, Dr. Grant from Pune, or Don from Ahmednagar. Ginde had come to Meherazad several times over the past few months. But now when Adi telephoned him, Ginde said, Adi, don't ask me to analyze Baba's condition. Ask me to take his darshan, and I'll come. Otherwise, no. Ginde knew that Baba's condition was a result of his will. And that is where the asterisk comes. Baba, that I read before. Baba, however, agreed to let Don come to Meherazad and discuss matters with Goher. So Ginde knows that his illness is only his will. Mehera commented, Baba knew that the doctors wouldn't be able to do anything. His work was finished in his body, so he didn't want to remain any longer. He would not have spoken in this body. He would not have spoken in this body or broken his silence. How much longer could he go on? He was in his old age. He didn't talk. He couldn't walk. He had so many difficulties, and his universal work was finished. That was a great strain and took a terrible toll on his physical body. It's interesting that Mehera is saying that. The Mandali began coming to Baba's bedroom each day, and this asterisk says, the interior door to Baba's room, connecting his room with the rest of the house, was kept shut so that Mehera and the others could move about unseen when all the visitors came. Okay. So I read this passage. So, boom, yeah. The Mandali became coming to Baba's room each day. Kaka too was called, and Baba had fun teasing him and asking him to repeat things. Eroch even got Baba interested in playing a game of draughts with Kaka. The women brought all Baba's meals to his room now. Baba washed there as well. He did not wash himself. Mehera soaked the towel and wiped his face. And the asterisk says the soap Baba used until 10 January was given later to Kitty Devi. Baba's soap was kept in a pink elephant soap dish, which Havovi Dadachanji had sent from Bombay. The soap dish was used until the very last, and Mehera did not wash it after Baba dropped his body. So Mehera soaked the towel and wiped his face because he didn't wash himself. They turned him on his side and rested his feet on a cushion. He had become extremely weak and was not able to sit up without help. Pillows were put behind his back for support. Phyllis had sent a pillow with an armrest, a TV cushion, which Baba used, and either Vano or Goher sat back to back for additional support. Goher usually had to get up many times to help with other things. A table was placed next to Baba's bed, and his meals were served on it. If Baba wanted his pillow changed, we had to bring it from upstairs. See which one was good, Mehera said. Change the pillowcase also. We had our breakfast by ourselves then, when Baba was not at the table. We gave Baba his breakfast in his own room, mostly liquids. I had to put a big spoon in his mouth, Baba reclining on his bed. Nadia tried to prepare something tempting. She asked Baba in the morning what he would like and if he wanted something special. She cooked that something. She made steamed fish, but usually just rice and dal. Whether Baba ate or not, Nadia kept his food ready every day. Although he did not eat much during these days, at times he suddenly asked for dal water to drink. Sugar-free chocolates were kept in Baba's room in case he got hungry. Irving Luck had sent them and had stuck messages between the chocolate packets to circumvent the ban on writing to Baba. Mehera collected and saved the love notes. As the months progressed, Baba's health steadily worsened. What could the Mandali do? Their worst, most agonizing mental suffering came not from Baba's grinding down their egos, or from his hounding, or at times his merciless taunts. But by now, they were used to that. No, their worst torment by far was having to watch helplessly as their beloved suffered night and day during the final 2 weeks of his life. Our suffering was to see him suffer and to feel helpless to help or relieve him, Mani confirmed. Mera, being so sensitive to Baba's suffering, was shielded from witnessing it, especially at the end. She would not have been able to bear it. Goher, being a doctor, was particularly distressed not to be able to help Baba in some way. Not only in January 69, but at other times also, she lamented. Whenever we were alone with Baba, he always looked in so much pain, so burdened with his universal work, suffering so much. He was his natural self then. Baba's suffering was so great, and we felt so helpless, not knowing what to do. How could we relieve him of his burden? We just couldn't do anything. As a medical person, I used to feel so disgusted with medicine, as nothing really helped Baba to relieve him of his pain. Perhaps to allow the Mandali to participate in some small way in his work, Baba ordered the Merazad men Mandali to observe silence on 3 days in January, the 18th, the 21st, and the 24th. And on the side note, he says, the women were not told to keep silent. The men, the men did so the first 2 times, but Baba's health was so precarious that on the evening of the 23rd, Eruch begged Baba to rescind the order. It was simply so difficult to look after Baba while on silence. And the side note says, being on silence for the Mandali meant not speaking even while interpreting Baba's gestures. There was no repetition of the gestures out loud as they would normally do, which made understanding what Baba wanted to convey that much more difficult. Wow. Baba relented later. Baba relented. Later, Bauchi realized that he and the others should have done what Baba wished, as it may have alleviated some of Baba's suffering. Despite having said that this universal work was finished, Baba continued to do his work until January 30th, beating his thighs and later his chest to maintain the link with the gross world as he worked on the higher planes. When Baba became too weak to continue, he ordered Bau, who was on night watch, to strike his chest. Once, Baba's fingernails broke as he was working, and blood dripped on his legs. He was so engrossed that Bao waited to call Goher until Baba had stopped. and Goher bandaged the finger. Baba gave us many indications that he intended leaving his physicality. Eh, no, that he intended leaving us physically. Mani continued, and yet he didn't allow us to reckon to the fact that this is going to happen. It was so totally unexpected, undreamt of. One day, Baba would appear to be much stronger. It would give us hope that soon Baba would be well again. We will do this and that. All the things that had been kept pending. We would tell Baba this story. All the little things that one shares in daily life with God in his household. The very next day, he would be worse, and everything was suspended.
Thanks, Mikal. That's awesome. So we're finishing at the top of page 475 for today. We'll pick it up next time.
Wow, wow, this was so, so special. Wow, to read. Interesting. And I was missing the reading